One during your day.
And number one whenever and wherever you want to talk sports.
Now it's time for Monty in the Morning.
Hey, yo, man. It is Thursday, December 16th, 2021. 2 more days in the Yelpatory, and then we're off for the rest of the year.
Let's go, baby.
Fired up. A week from now, we will be, we'll probably still be sleeping in Lake Tahoe.
Yeah.
Which will be amazing. Again, I say, hey, if you don't follow us on Instagram, what the hell wrong with you, man?
You should.
All you have to do is get me and me alone to 1,000 subscribers or followers on Instagram. Nothing?
I'm not playing your games today.
Okay. By the way, this is the first picture that comes up on my Instagram feed. It's crazy. I'm at 960. I just need 40 more followers on Instagram.
969.
What are you at?
Not enough.
Follow me on Instagram, The Monty Show. Monty, The Monty Show. Follow Jake, SLC Supercars. I want to give this away tomorrow on the show.
What?
This Xbox.
Okay.
So get one of us or both of us or just Jake or me.
Call the friends, call the family.
Get us to 1,000 and we will give away. And I feel like we're just crawling.
Yeah.
Get me to 1,000 followers on Instagram.
The gram.
And we will be Xbox giving away MFers on this show.
If you guys ever want to kick it, we'll flow.
We could play the Xbox together. Like, I could kick your ass in whatever game you want to play. It'd be great.
So, by the way, are we taking the Nintendo Switch to Tahoe?
Yeah, we have to. See, well, I don't know if you want to talk about it now, but at some point in today's show, we have to talk about optimizing the Switch experience. We have to talk about how to make it actually, fun.
Because I love that thing.
Yeah, it's a great little device, but it just needs a little help. You got to get a couple little accoutrements, and then it's really fun. So
I'm sorry, did you say coochie?
Yeah, coochie.
You got to get a little coochie?
Yeah, a little
to
coochie.
make it okay.
Yeah.
I didn't realize that Nintendo did that, man.
Yeah.
Greg Hawkins, sup fellas, he says Instagram's legitimately difficult to get followers on. Yes, it is. Yes, it is. I feel like my TikTok game's pretty good. I got into Creator Studio on TikTok yesterday, which doesn't mean anything until I get 10,000 followers on TikTok. The Monty Show, Monty, The Monty Show. But yeah, I think Instagram's tough to get. And you're an international TV stud, Greg Hawkins, you superstar.
Yeah. And
he's a model. Like, we follow each other on Instagram now, so we're close friends.
Well, I'm obviously better looking. Let's not confuse that.
Okay. Snuka says, good morning, compadres. What's up, Snuka?
What's up, buddy?
The Blind Swordsman says, morning, dudes. I don't know how to feel about Danny Ainge. Legends say he would trade his mama for a nickel if he could. Well, I don't think Rudy Gobert's his mama.
Shout out to Mobamba.
Yeah, okay, that's probably too much. But let's get into it. Let's talk about Danny Ainge, the new CEO, basketball god of the Utah Jazz.
Yeah.
Yeah, Ryan Smith, the owner of the Jazz, hired Danny Ainge to be his CEO and run basketball operations, which essentially means win me a championship, is what he hired Danny Ainge to do. And I think we've been talking about this since the summer, that Danny just needed some time away from the game. He needed to be around his family a little more, which you understand because being an NBA GM, president, CEO is a real grind. It is not an easy way to live your life. But he was clearly ready to go, and he and Ryan Smith have a long-standing relationship. And, Jake, I feel like this is a home run, and I can now see a way that the Jazz will win a championship.
Oh, yeah. Number one, it's a clear message sent to the fan base that the Jazz front office is not going to stand pat, number one. I think number two, because it's Danny Ainge and not just some other, random hiring, Danny Ainge's name, I think, carries a lot of weight because of what he did in Boston. And I think that Danny Ainge, has a clear ability to make logical decisions on players. And what I mean by that is let's take all the emotion out of it. Let's take out, hey, whether I like this guy or not, and let's look at what the production is on the floor. And based on the production and the effect that player has on the floor, we're going to make decisions about what we want to do with that player or not do. And that, to me, is the greatest strength that Danny Ainge has. And I think when we talk so often about, well, who can the Jazz trade for? What does this look like? Or what does that look like? Well, now that whole conversation's been flipped on its head because I think Danny Ainge's creativity and willingness to make the tough decision, you can't put a price on that. You can't measure that. You know, there's no way for us to know, what really is he willing to do. I mean, if you think about it, what does it take to make a really good trade deadline? What does it take to build a really good roster? Well, you got to have ownership behind you 100%, which Danny Ainge obviously does. You got to be willing to spend the money, which Ryan Smith obviously is. So I think they have all the tools and all the, they have the recipe to build a championship contender now. You have the tools to get the car running, if you will. So that's why I think this is not only a big move because it kind of, puts the Jazz on the radar again in the news cycle and in the Western Conference and everything. But secondly, I think it sends a message to the league that the Jazz aren't playing around and the Jazz want to win a championship. And that, to me, more than anything else that happened in the game last night or anything that's happened this season, if you're a Jazz fan, that's what you should be excited about.
Yeah, and I think the one thing that I really take away from hiring Danny Ainge is that this isn't what the Jazz have always done. Well, mainly because Ryan Smith owns the team, and he's not going to do what they've always done.
Yeah.
And Ryan Smith continues to remake this organization in his vision, and I think he's done a lot of very good things. I think bringing in Dwayne Wade, I think making Justin Zanuck the general manager, firing Dennis Lindsey, changing the way that this organization is run because you had to. The Jazz haven't won a championship because they've consistently made poor basketball decisions in the modern era. Now, if you want to go back to, Carl and John, like that to me is a totally different time. But when I look at the modern era, post LHM, if you will, you've consistently made bad basketball decisions. And I think what you've done now is you brought in a guy in Danny Ainge who has held one of the most esteemed positions with one of the most esteemed franchises, the Boston Celtics, in all of sports, and he's taken them to the pinnacle of the NBA. And that's exactly what the expectation now has to be for the Utah Jazz. Danny Ainge is your CEO. We're going to win a ring, right? But the other thing that I think you have to understand is big changes are coming to this roster. And you have to be okay with that. And Jake, I don't know what that necessarily looks like. I certainly would believe that he wouldn't trade, Donovan Mitchell. But if you trade anybody else, I'll be jumping up and down in celebration. Because I don't believe that there's another guy on this roster that Danny Ainge should be loyal to.
Yeah, and I think that, if they didn't hire Danny Ainge for him to sit on his hands, right? Like, you hire Danny Ainge not only because him and Ryan are close, but also because of his acumen and getting things done, And I think that if you look at his time in Boston, he was never too loyal to one player. He was never over the top loyal to anybody, and I think that's what has been the issue. We all want to sit here and say, "Oh man, it's Joe Ingles, it's Bojan Bogdanovic. How can we move these guys?" Royce O'Neal is our best defender, which is a total crock of crap, right? Like we all want to talk about these players as if they're these great guys, and it's like it does not matter if in any individual player is a great player or a crappy player. What matters is what product can the starting five on the floor put out? That's what matters. And right now, it is not championship material. I don't want to see on Twitter about how, hey, well, last night we beat the Clippers. We got our revenge. Everything is great. I'm sorry, but that's not what last night was. Last night was a random December game in which Paul George and Kawhi Leonard were not playing. You should have handled them, as we said yesterday, and you did handle them. You handled your business last night, right? So my point in all of this is just that when you're looking at this hire, this is a clear sign of, hey, whether it is this trade deadline or the next 3 years, our mission is to win a championship. And I'm telling you, Danny Ainge will stop at nothing to build a roster that can compete in the modern era of basketball at the top of the Western Conference. So I just think if you're a Jazz fan, you couldn't have asked for much better. If you're upset today as a Jazz fan, I don't really know what you're upset about. This today feels like one of those days where you should be thrilled.
Yeah, you should be thrilled. And, we talk so much about, well, this is what they're doing wrong on the floor, or I have to believe now that the basketball operations side of things for the Jazz is set, because now you need to turn your attention to revenue making. You need to launch this rebrand. You need to launch new uniforms. You need to launch a channel. You need to launch a streaming deal. You need to do the things that teams like the Lakers and Knicks do, right? You need to operate as a major market franchise so that you can win and compete with major market franchises, because right now you're not. And when we talk about, we have talked so much about Rudy Gobert's contract.
Yeah.
That contract would mean far less financially to this organization. Paying the luxury tax would mean far less if you had a better TV deal, if you had a streaming deal, if you launched new uniforms and rebrand your organization, right? All of these things matter. And I think when you win, you bring in more corporate sponsorship dollars. You sell more suites. You do all of the things that need to be done to make the most money possible so that you can win at the highest level. That's what's next now for the Jazz. A TV deal, a streaming deal, and a rebrand.
Yeah.
A full uniform rebrand is what's next, right? That's what's got to happen. But for all of that to be meaningful and effective, Danny Ainge has to win a championship for this team.
Agreed.
I just think
100% agree.
And listen, I know that's very difficult to do, and I know not every organization does it. But, I mean, Danny's made a lot of moves in his career. And have they all worked out? They haven't. They have not. But he's a guy that's not scared to go out and fail.
Yeah.
And I love that so much about, operating at the top of professional sports, at the top of any major organization. Be willing to fail.
Yeah.
Because when you're willing to fail, you're going to succeed at a really high level. And I think the Jazz have been so worried about, well, what will the fan base think? I think, with all due respect to Jazz fans, when you're trading guys or when you're signing guys or when you're changing uniforms, you can't be about, well, we're going to do this for the fans. I mean, you're going to say that. You're doing this to win so that you can, win a championship, make more money, earn more respect, earn more cred, be a destination.
Yeah.
You just have to go out and be willing to anger and unsettle people.
Yeah.
Because once you do that, I think that really is where the heart of success is.
Yeah, you have to stop caring about, what the rest of the league is going to think, or what the fan base will think when, again, at some point, Joe Ingles is on the move. At some point, I think Bogdanovich is going to be the first guy they move. I think he's got the most trade value. I think he's proven he can be a 20 to 25 point a night guy on pretty much any team in the league, provided he's getting the looks, because that's really the only thing that keeps him from getting to that point every night on this Jazz team. So to me, Bojan Bogdanović is the guy that I'm looking at, and I'm like, all right, if I'm Danny Ainge and I'm looking at this roster, that's the first guy I'm trying to move, because that's the guy I can get a lot of value back, and I can kind of change the dynamic on the floor with. So to me, I would rather have a guy who will take a shot, knowing there's some risk in it, but he'll take that shot in hopes that it will work out wonderfully. Because if it does, he's a hero. And if it doesn't, all right, we're on to the next move, And that's what I feel like you have in Danny Ainge. I feel like so long with the Millers, it was a very conservative approach, and you weren't willing to go out and do what you had to do. So I just think this is a great day. I honestly do. I think it's a great day, both on the floor, in the front office. Everything's chilling for the Jazz.
Who's the first player you would trade?
Bojan Bogdanović, 100%. Bojan Bogdanović.
Okay.
I think he's got the most trade value. I think you can sell him in a deal at the highest rate, meaning that you can justify him at, the heaviest versus other players. Because again, unless Danny Ainge works some wizardry on Rudy's contract, let's say.
Okay.
Because
that's the guy I'd be looking to move.
Well, yeah, but I don't think that you're going to be able to get that done unless, the only way you'd be able to get that done would be in a 3-teamer, and you would have to help somebody else financially.
I think I would wait till the summer. This is how I would operate if I were Danny Ainge.
Yeah,
I would try to trade Joe, Royce, or Bogey at the trade deadline. One or all three. I would try to get a really dynamic wing player in here.
Yeah.
I would sell out and do everything I had to do with the assets that I currently have.
Yeah.
I am no longer giving up anything in the future. I'm not taking on more salary or luxury tax. I am willing to take the pieces I have right now and make a deal to get a dynamic wing player. If I am not able to do that, I'm totally blowing this roster up in the summer.
Yeah.
I am getting our financial house in order, and I am essentially going to sell my organization on, we're going to have a year that's going to be challenging in 2022, 23. But we're doing that to win 3 rings in 5 years. We're doing that to set ourselves up for the future. That's how I would be operating. I think there is, without question, no doubt in my mind, that you have to move Rudy Gobert to win a championship.
There is no question.
I think the money's too much, and I think if you look at teams that have won a championship in recent times, whether that be even Milwaukee, even Phoenix, look at the best teams in the NBA over the last several years.
Yeah.
Obviously the Lakers, obviously Phoenix, obviously the Jazz, obviously the Nets, the Bucks, the Warriors coming back now. What's different about the Jazz than those teams? Those teams are good defensive teams that are elite offensively, that can score at a very high level, no matter who they're going against. And the Jazz are not that team. The Jazz are not that team. I am a big believer that you have to shoot threes in this league to win. The Jazz only shoot threes to win. That's it. They don't play mid-range basketball on a regular basis. I think the 3-ball becomes problematic for them. And I think Rudy Gobert, I'm at a point with Rudy Gobert where if we're solely focused on winning a championship. So let's get this right. Let's not have something where, oh, you said he sucks. Rudy Gobert does not suck. He's an elite defensive player. But I'm talking about building a team, 12 guys that I can play 8 to 10 of those on a nightly basis and win a championship.
Yeah.
Rudy Gobert can't be one of those 12 guys, in my opinion, because of his current offense. The shooting an air ball on a layup last night that just can't happen.
Yeah.
And it's because he's so limited offensively. So he would be my main. I'd be looking to remove that contract.
He's the main challenge in the money.
Yeah, but right now, immediately, I think the first thing that I would do is, if I'm Danny Ainge, and I'm sure this has happened already, I would sit down on a flight. I'd get on a flight where I had a long exclusive time with Quinn Snyder, and I would be like, all right, hey, here's who I am. This is what I see. What are you doing? And I would start making a decision on Quinn Snyder that will be executed this summer.
Yeah.
Because you're not making any significant changes to any way that you're doing basketball right now. You're not. But in my mind, Quinn Snyder's got, 6-7 months to show me he can be the guy that's the head coach of this team to win a championship.
Right.
Because this thing with Jared Butler not playing young guys, that can't continue. That just can't. Not this year if you're going to win. Next year, now the script is different. The whiteboard's blank going forward. This year, right now, you need these young guys to produce, and they're not. I think that's a huge deal.
Yeah.
I think the only reason Danny Ainge took this job is because he's got full control.
Yeah.
So if I'm Danny Ainge, I am trying to win every single game that I can win this year with what I have in-house right now.
Mm-hmm.
And if I can move Bogey, Joe, or Royce, or all 3 of them, I'm going to do that. I am not going to trade Rudy right now. I am not going to trade Donovan right now. And I'm probably not trading Mike Conley right now.
Jordan Clarkson.
I could take it or leave it with Jordan Clarkson. He's so hot and cold.
Yeah.
The turnovers, he's a black hole. The guy does not pass the ball enough, in my opinion.
Yeah.
Jordan Clarkson, listen, and this is, I think, where Jazz fans will struggle with this conversation. Jordan Clarkson is a guy. He's not the guy. He's not a special guy.
Yeah.
Just because he won the 6th Man of the Year doesn't mean he should be a Jazz man for life. Right? Because at what point do you sell out as a Jazz fan 100% to win a championship? At what point do you say, Jake,
Yeah.
I'm only doing what needs to be done to win a championship?
Yeah,
That's
I don't know.
it.
I don't know what that time is for Jazz fans, because I think the Jazz fans want to be nice, and I mean this respectfully. I think you have to. You can't be loyal. You can't be, nice.
No, you can't.
Like, that doesn't win in sports. Like, what wins is numbers and consistent production, and I think that everybody can go to the stat sheet and say these guys are doing X, Y, and Z, but the fact is when this team's at 100%, they're not better than the top 3 teams in the West. They're just not, and that's why they lost last year. And I know that sucks, but that's why. And everyone's going to say, oh, well, Mike was out and Don was hurt and blah, blah, blah. Well, I got news for you. Just like he was saying, you need 8 to 10 guys to win a championship. You didn't have 8 to 10 guys last year, and that's why you lost.
Yeah.
I wish it wasn't so taboo in Jazz Nation to say, yeah, we just weren't good enough last year. I don't know why it's so taboo. I don't think, I personally don't believe that it's disrespectful or hating to say yep, last year we just were short.
But look at what happened when we talked about Dennis Lindsey leaving the team. Mm-hmm. Oh, he is a beloved member. No, he's not. No, he's not. Dennis Lindsey's not some all-time iconic figure in this franchise. He is a very, very divisive. He should be a divisive figure. He should be a guy that you wholeheartedly disagreed with, because Dennis Lindsey put you in a spot that's gotten you only so far, and you are standing against a brick wall right now.
Yeah.
And, this goes back to the Clipper game last night.
Uh-huh.
On Twitter, there's Clipper fans, yeah, we got our revenge on the Clippers. What? You did? Without Kawhi Leonard and Paul George.
In December.
In a regular season game. No, you didn't. And this is the hard part, and this is part of the BYU conversation we've had so often. Do you really want to win a championship? Are you, as a Utah Jazz fan? And this is the question that you have to ask yourself and answer. Are you truly willing to do what it takes to win a championship? Are you, as a BYU fan? Because obviously with Ryan and Danny Ainge, BYU runs very closely to this organization now. As a BYU fan, are you willing to curb stomp somebody? Are you willing to drop 60 because you can on Georgia Southern?
Not right now, you're not.
I think the answer is no. Are you willing to trade Rudy Gobert if it wins you a championship? If you knew that if you traded Rudy, Joe, Bogey, Royce for sure, that you would win a championship. You had to blow up this roster of nice guys. Would you do it?
Well, yeah, you would.
I would hope so. I don't think unequivocally the answer to that question is yes in Jazz Nation. I really don't.
Well,
I think the fan base is split up.
What are people saying?
All right, yeah, let's figure it out. Lots of comments this morning. Let me go back to the top here. Back to the top. Giggity says, what's up, fellas? How are you?
What's up, buddy?
Eric DeVera says, we had talked about this a few months back and finally happened. I feel like Royce is about to leave the Jazz soon, maybe Gay and Clarkson the next year. Yeah, I think
it's just an obvious, if you put all the names on a piece of paper as a Jazz fan and you're watching this team every night, you know the names you're gravitating to that you want to move. We all know the names.
Yeah.
And Royce is definitely one of them.
Yeah. I think it is. Your role players will ultimately win you a championship. And if you live with that, do you feel good that Royce O'Neal can win you a championship? Do you feel good with Joe Ingles shooting a 3 to win you a championship? Because I don't. That's not good enough for me. I just, and right now, if there is one role player, because again, I'll go back to my childhood and this dude on the wall behind us.
Dude.
Who won the Chicago Bulls a championship against the Jazz? Well, it was Michael Jordan. Did the Bulls only get to the finals because of Michael Jordan? Yes. But Bobby Hansen, but Steve Kerr, but John Paxson all hit series-clinching shots.
But Dennis Rodman on all those clutch rebounds.
I'm just telling you, your role players win you championships.
Yeah.
And right now, with all due respect to Joe Ingles, I'd rather have Jordan Clarkson take that 3 than Joe Ingles. I just would, because of where Joe is in his career. And I think last night is a very good example in our vaunted pre-show secretive meeting where we talk about nuclear codes.
Right.
We were talking about Bojan Bogdanovic last night, giving you the game that you expect him to give you on a nightly basis.
Right.
But he doesn't always give you that game on a nightly basis.
Bojan.
Right? Yeah, Bojan sometimes doesn't do that.
Yeah.
And the hard part is that there's a lot of emotion.
Yeah.
and Jazz fandom. And I think you have to take that emotion out of it. Snuka says, hey, did you say Dwayne Wade like Miami Heat champion? Dwayne Wade, multi-time champion?
Yes, dude.
C. Shivers says, hey, guys, haven't been up this early in a while. Still listening to all of the streams. Thanks. Appreciate that, bud. Good to see you. He says, who says the quote, you always play, I don't care if you think it's sus. And as you can see, I'm going through some shit right now. That's our guy. Larry.
Yeah, Larry.
Yeah, he's a Instagram, TikTok fitness guy.
Yeah.
So yeah, that's Larry. I don't care if you think it's sus.
Yeah.
Right?
Yeah.
And that should be
I really don't care if you think it's sus.
Yeah, and you know what? If you are, if you are Danny Ainge, he shouldn't care if you think it's sus.
And as you can see, I'm going through some shit right now.
Right? That's what Danny said in June.
Yeah.
Facts. So there you go. Tanner Plummer, good morning to you. He says, serious question. Why do people hate Danny Ainge? I never understood the Ainge hate. Well, he went to BYU. He's one of the greatest athletes ever at BYU. And I think when you run a team like the Boston Celtics and you win, I think there's going to be some hate there.
Yeah.
And by the way, he was an a-hole as a player. He was really difficult to compete against as a player.
I hope everyone realizes you're talking about a guy in Danny Ainge who was one of the few people who was able to build a team that beat a Kobe Laker team. Like, we all realize how good this guy is at what he does, right? Like this guy built a team that Kobe Bryant and that Laker generation could not beat in the NBA Finals. That's the quality of team I want to see in Salt Lake City.
I mean, he built one of the best teams in the history in the NBA in 2008.
Yeah. Dude, like, it's not in question how good he is. And that's why I say, like, if you're a Jazz fan, I think a couple of things you gotta just get through your head right now. Number one, like you were saying, you need to be prepared for this roster to just get obliterated. Like, I'm talking about eviscerated, like totally changed. Only Donovan's the only guy that probably isn't going anywhere. I mean, again, as you so passionately say, there's no such thing as an untouchable, but I mean, it would take an unreasonable amount.
Yeah. I don't know what you could get.
Like, it would take an unreasonable amount to get Donovan Mitchell off this roster. So that's why I say Don's not going anywhere, but I think any other name, including Quinn Snyder, is available, including Quinn Snyder. I think Quinn Snyder, like you were saying, is still earning his job.
I'm a huge Quinn guy.
Yeah.
But my guess is when this team wins a championship, he won't be the head coach.
Yeah.
I could be wrong.
We'll see.
I could be wrong. Let's see. James Knight says the Jazz juggernaut rolls on, and you guys constantly point out that players missing is no excuse, right?
This is okay. So James Knight is going on this whole thing about how we said that it doesn't matter in the postseason that the Jazz lost because they, allegedly because they didn't have a full roster. And then last night he's upset because we're saying that they didn't get revenge because it's Paul George and Kawhi weren't playing.
Guys, it's fucking December.
Yeah, like, I don't
Who
understand
cares?
how this is confusing.
This
is not a 7-game series. This is not the postseason.
Man.
This is not the most important games of the year. Like, Paul George, I'm guessing right now, could play if he had to play.
The thing I don't understand is why is it so hard for James in particular, but why is it so hard for fandom to realize you lost that game because you lost that series because you were not the better team at the time the series was played? Why is it that is the art of winning a championship? Why did the Brooklyn Nets lose to the Milwaukee Bucks? Because they were not the better team when the game was played. Why is that so difficult to wrap your head around? It doesn't matter if your guy if we had been healthy. If my aunt had balls, she'd be my uncle, but she doesn't, so she's not.
That's it, Skippy.
They weren't healthy. Water's wet, and Mike Conley's hurt in the playoffs. Get used to it. That's who the guy.
That's what it is.
That's who the guy is. It drives me crazy that you cannot, like, this Joe Ingles obsession with James Knight. And James, I love you, dude, but you're delusional if you think that anybody cares that Donovan Mitchell's ankle was injured. Nobody cares. By the way, when I look at the Clippers winning that series, where's the postscript that says Donovan Mitchell had an ankle injury? Where is it? Because I don't see it there in the lore of NBA fan. By the way, does it say Kawhi Leonard knee injury? It doesn't. Do the Phoenix Suns only win that series because Kawhi's hurt? No, they won that series because they were the better team at the time it was played.
Does it say the Clippers lost to Phoenix because Joe Ingles pushed Kawhi and that's what basically made him tear his ACL?
Good Lord, get over it.
Like,
I'm tired of talking about it. And this is the thing with the Jazz. Stop making excuses about why you've been mediocre for a decade plus. Stop. Because that's the only way you're going to win.
you're living in the past instead of living in the future.
I'm tired of hearing it. I just, and James, I'm not going to read it anymore. I'm not doing it. I'm not talking about it anymore. They lost because the Clippers were better when the series was played. Period. That's it. End of story.
I'm telling you, last night wasn't revenge.
Man.
Revenge would be a fully
Get
healthy
over it.
Clippers team in a 7-game series.
Like, get the fuck over it. Like, I just don't. I don't understand why you want to continue to go back when history repeats itself. Why would I believe that Mike Conley's going to be healthy? Why would I believe that?
Especially now that they're playing him on back-to-backs.
Why would I believe that Chris Paul's going to be healthy?
You wouldn't.
Why would I believe that Anthony Davis is going to be healthy?
You wouldn't.
The only guy defying Father Time is LeBron James. That's it. And he almost broke his leg last night. Man, injuries are a part of sport. Look at DeAndre Hopkins. They thought he broke his leg. Now it's a knee sprain. Like,
Yeah.
injuries happen in critical times.
By the way, there's no getting away from the fact that the Jazz depth was nowhere near what it needed to be.
And by the way, is there any getting away from the fact that you're not playing the depth you brought in outside of Rudy Gay now? Like, hey, get out of here. Eric DeVere says there's no chance, or there is a chance we might get Ben Simmons. I don't need him to score. Had Ben, and Ben doesn't want to score either. I need him to defend. This team's not going to get Ben. I'd be shocked. What are you going? And this is the issue with the Jazz right now when we talk about trades.
Yeah.
And this is why Karis LeVert is not a Jazz man right now. What do you have to give up that's going to win you a trade for any time you're competing?
Yep.
You don't really right now today. On December 16th, what do you have to beat the Lakers, to beat the Warriors? Because I think Ben Simmons is going to wind up on a championship caliber team. I could see him on the Warriors.
Yep.
He would be a really big pickup for them because it takes the ball out of Steph's hands. It allows Steph to run away off the ball, which he is a lead at. And Ben Simmons is a great passer.
And don't even get us started on Klay Thompson coming back.
I mean, if they get Ben Simmons, you're in. Look out! Like, I look at the teams that are talking about Ben Simmons, and it's
scary.
I look at, and this is what I say about the Lakers. Everybody was ripping the Lakers. They're going to make a deal to get Miles Turner. I honestly think Miles Turner winds up wearing the purple and gold this year. And if that happens, you're in real trouble. The Western Conference changes dramatically because you hear Woj reporting, I think it was Woj or Shams the other day, reporting that they've talked about trading Russell Westbrook.
Yeah, because it hasn't worked out.
The guy who's from L.A. went to UCLA, brought him home, and they're willing to trade him. Like right now, if they could.
That's how cutthroat you have to be.
That's the beginning and the end of it. The Jazz have added a lot of jersey varieties over the last 5 years.
Seriously.
And I think you're going to see a complete rebrand coming.
Yeah.
I mean, it's no secret. I mean, I think they're going black and white.
Yeah.
Which I think would be great. I think that's a really good one.
Join the trend because everybody is.
Yeah, and I think you have to. I do. I think you have to. Jeremy Bolton says, I'd rather have Caruso than Simmons.
Well.
See, but here's the difference. Alex Caruso is a championship player. So you can joke about Alex Caruso, but Alex Caruso is a big reason why the Lakers won. And by the way, when the Bulls don't have 37 of their players in COVID protocols, he's been excellent for them.
Yeah.
He has been, I think him and Lonzo, DeMar DeRozan's an elite mid-range player. I think DeMar DeRozan probably is the number one reason they've played so well. But you got to find elite role players.
Yeah.
Like, that's the hardest thing. Like, when I look at Draymond Green, that guy is an elite contributing role player. He's never going to be your best player. But man, if you can run the floor, distribute, be a point guard, be a power forward, be a center, you need those glue guys.
Yeah.
to win you championships. Those guys have to be there. And if you look at, Caruso's a good example on the Lakers. Dwight Howard's a good example on the Lakers. If you go back to the Bucks with Bropez or,
Right.
and I am terrible at name recall.
Are you?
Number 17 for the Bucks. He plays for the Heat now.
PJ Tucker?
PJ Tucker. Thank you.
Your boy's got you.
Man, I am old.
Yeah.
That's why I'm drinking creatine.
So you better check yourself.
Guys like PJ Tucker, guys like Dennis Rodman, who you brought up. I mean, you can go back through the history of the NBA. Danny Ainge. Like, you look at role players that win. Udonis Haslem. You look at role players on teams.
Mario Chalmers.
That's why they win.
Yeah.
That's why they win. The Jazz don't have that guy right now.
Yeah.
And I think that's a that's a huge thing. John Jackson says Ryan Smith was successful in his career because of smart decisions. He's doing the same with the Jazz. Change is necessary for a championship. Exactly right.
Agreed. Perfectly said.
Design My says, I'd rather have anyone than Ben Simmons. I'm not a Ben Simmons guy with the Jazz.
No.
I think you already have that in Rudy Gobert. Rudy's an elite defensive player.
I disagree with that. I think Ben Simmons brings you more than Rudy Gobert does. I think Ben Simmons can help you in transition. I think Ben Simmons is twice the passer Rudy Gobert is.
But again, I think in the postseason, which is all I care about, the regular season is important only up to the fact that it determines playoff seeding.
Right.
The postseason, Ben Simmons is very limited. He's still really good defensively, and the thing that he brings is he can defend any wing player.
Yeah, I mean, he can basically defend any position on the floor, and I think that is, again, with all due respect to Rudy, I just think that $40 million for a center is just too much, man.
Yeah. Eric DeVera says, I don't like Ben Simmons either, but Danny doesn't care about that. His focus on Jazz weaknesses, which is a wing defender, and he can make that happen, but I do hope there is someone better than Ben.
Yeah.
Ben Simmons makes too much money.
Yeah.
There's no way to make that deal work.
I mean, the Jazz are not getting Ben Simmons.
That would be
happen.
If that happened, I don't know how that would even happen.
Yeah.
I really don't. Romaine Chasney says, "Hi guys, from the trade for the trade. What about Jordan Clarkson? I would trade Jordan Clarkson.
I would trade anybody not named Donovan Mitchell. Literally, anybody.
I agree with that. I totally agree with that. Mr. E says we still have no backup for Conley when he gets injured. Just saying.
No. Well, here's the thing. You do. He's just not allowed to play right now for whatever reason. And I don't understand it. I think
Jared Butler thing makes me crazy.
Jared Butler is a dominant G League player right now. You can send him down there. He'll give you 30 points a night. No problem. He needs to be brought up, and he needs to get through the development process and the turnovers and playing like crap, and then he'll play well.
And I don't know how you explain that idea.
Yeah, it's just totally backwards for what we expected. The chain of events that was happening. Because remember, you get a great deal on him in the draft. He dominates. Basically everything, every opportunity he ever got, he played really, really well for you leading up to the regular season. We were like, all right, great. So we're probably expecting on nights that Conley plays 10 minutes a night, maybe 15 tops.
Yeah.
And then on nights on back-to-backs when Conley's not playing, I'd expect, I would expect to start Jared Butler. Honestly, I would. I would just backstock Conley with Jared Butler, but that hasn't happened.
Deal with it. That's how you develop guys. Deal with the failure. And again, if we're talking about championships, I go back to my days working for the Lakers when Kobe shot air balls with the game on the line in the playoffs against Charlotte, way back in his early days. Shot air balls. And he turned into one of the greatest players of his generation. Mr. E, you're not wrong. You're not wrong at all. Absolutely right. Design My says, I would trade Gobert at this point. Brandon Whiteside says, all your negativity means we are guaranteed a chip. I hope so.
See, everybody takes it as negativity, and I don't understand that.
Yeah,
Help me understand where, and I don't want to turn this into we're the best or anything, but I'm going to go ahead and point out where exactly have we been wrong on the Jazz. We told you they weren't going to beat the Clippers. We told you they were going to hire Danny Ainge. We told you that they were going to go and make a splash in the draft. All of that stuff has come true. So when we're telling you that Rudy Gobert is not worth $40 million, when we're telling you that anybody on this roster is movable except for Don, what part of that is negative? I'm trying to figure it out. Like, I don't what do you want? Would you prefer, let me ask you this, would you prefer that we just said, well, Rudy's the best in the league, and the Jazz are going to win a chip as currently constructed, and they just hired Danny Ainge so they could all sit around a table and have some wine together? Is that what you would prefer us to talk about? Because that's not what I think winning a championship looks like.
That's not what it looks like.
So I don't get it. What negativity do you mean? That's what I'm trying to understand.
I just think it's very difficult for people to be brutally honest about their team. Terrence DMs me, and I think I put a rule in a couple of months ago about not reading Vanishing Mode. Terrence DMs me and says that Danny Ainge is a hideous hire. You sold out to the basketball lords in Boston. He's not a Bostonian.
Okay, I'm opening my energy drink right now because I want to break the negative energy wave that's happening.
How is
on
hiring
the show.
Danny Ainge a bad thing? Somebody help me explain this.
And I told you, did I not tell you before the show
Yes,
that somebody
you
was
did.
going to come into the comments
You
and
did.
say that, oh my God, this is a bad hire? How is this a bad hire?
Tyler Hopkins says, you guys want to blow up the entire roster. I can't see Donovan Mitchell being on a losing team. I think the player you need to move is Rudy Gobert. I think if you sell it to Donovan, and Tyler, I would agree with you. If you're going to blow it up and you're going to suck for a decade, he's not going to be here. He's going to be a Nick or a Net. But I think if you sell it to Donovan Mitchell as, hey, we're going to remake this because, I'm Danny Ainge and I don't see that this is a roster that can win us a championship or two, I think Donovan Mitchell would be all in on that.
Yeah.
I do. Because Danny Ainge is not a guy that goes and builds through the draft. I mean, just look at Kevin Garnett, Paul Pierce, Ray Allen. Right? Like he had Paul Pierce. He needed Kevin Garnett. He needed Ray Allen. Right? Like you go and build a roster that can win a championship. They have the Paul Pierce piece. They have Donovan Mitchell. He is an elite player. He's one of the best players in the NBA. Now go build guys who fit with him, and he makes better, and they play to his strengths.
Yeah.
Because he doesn't give the ball to Rudy Gobert ever. If you watch, it was happening again last night. Like, he will not pass Rudy Gobert the ball.
I mean, we're not the only ones who question whether he trusts his teammates, by the way. I mean, that's not something that we're only saying. I mean, that's, like, well known.
Cody Strickland says, I have to disagree with you guys on this due to the fact that when Rudy is off the floor, the Jazz struggle to stay ahead of teams. The fact that he tries so hard to improve on his offensive game that we need to give him more credit for the Jazz record. I'm not saying that he doesn't deserve credit. I think Rudy has worked really hard. He is an elite defender, and I think he's trying really hard. I mean, the free throw progression is very clear. I think he's trying very hard to be more of a contributor on both ends of the floor. But the issue is that you're not going to win a championship built the way this team's built.
Yeah.
And you can't point to me the last team that was built around a 7-footer in the middle.
Tim Duncan, the Spurs.
I mean, I think that's probably right, but he was a 4.
One. He was a 4, but
like I just don't see that. I mean, Shaquille O'Neal is probably the last guy that you can go back to and say, yep, big man, power center. That's a guy that won you a championship.
Right.
Right.
Jokic, but they didn't win a championship.
They didn't win a championship.
But that's like, that would be today's modern day, like built around your center.
I just go back and I look at, Milwaukee is built around Giannis. The Lakers are built around LeBron. Toronto, not built around a center. I mean, that was 2 guards, Van Vliet. That's, I look at Golden State, certainly not built around bigs.
No.
The Cavs built around LeBron. Golden State again, San Antonio.
Nah. Kinda.
Manu, Parker, Duncan. The Miami Heat, certainly not built around a big. Dallas, Dirk Nowitzki, not built around a big. The Lakers, that's Kobe. Kobe and Pau. I mean, and maybe Pau Gasol is, but Pau was not a power center.
Pau was not. Now that doesn't qualify because Pau was basically brought in because they needed a air quotes big But he's not a center. He's a 4 that can run.
Yeah, he's a 4 that shoots. He's a pick and pop 4 who can get to the basket.
Yeah, and
And he's an elite shooter.
Yeah, and in his heyday, he could dunk on you. So
yeah, so I just go back to the Celtics. You got to go back to the Celtics in 08. That's KG, Pierce, Paul Allen, or Ray Allen. San Antonio again, Miami, San Antonio, Detroit. I mean, I think the days of winning championships built around a 7-footer are over.
What about the Chauncey Billups, Ben Wallace teams?
Well, that was the Pistons I just mentioned, and I wouldn't necessarily say that was 2004. Let's see if I can find their roster. Yeah, I mean, you're looking at Billups. Eldon Campbell was a role player. Obviously, Rip Hamilton, Lindsey Hunter. They were built around Darko Milicic.
Right, yeah. Mm-hmm.
Oh, our good friend Mehmet Okur. Tayshaun Prince. Oh.
So as you can see, yeah, Tayshaun Prince
Prince
was a savage, dude.
Ben Wallace wasn't an offensive player. Ben Wallace was an elite defender.
But
he was very much Rudy Gobert.
As you can see, though, if we just take our opinion out of it, go and look at all the teams that have won a championship in the last 20 years. Which one of them was built around a big? It's not. It doesn't happen.
It's Shaq and the Lakers. That's it. I mean,
when was that? What was that? 2001 or something? When was that?
Yeah, the early 2000s. They won their three-peat was 0-1-0-2.
So that's why I say it's been what? I mean, we're working on 25 years. It's not been. That's not how you win a championship.
Yeah. It's just not. Yeah.
So that's why I say, with all due respect, you can say we're negative. You can say that we're wrong all the time, which we're not. But you can say that. The fact is you're not winning a championship with Rudy Gobert getting paid $40 million and being one of your best players on the team.
Yeah. Maury Alvarez says, "Do you guys have a live audio stream?" Nope. Just YouTube is where we do our show live. I'm only moving Oni, Forrest Hughes, Doak, and maybe if you are lucky, Butler and picks. You don't have picks to move.
Yeah.
It's going to be a sale equal to the Lakers players out there, Brandon Whiteside says.
I don't really understand that.
I mean, you have no value. If you're only trading Oni, Forrest Hughes, Doak, and maybe a Butler.
You really think that this team right now can win a championship?
Yeah, I don't know. What would you be hoping to get in return for that?
But let's not skip over this. Brandon Whiteside, that's who made that comment, right?
Yeah. I'm only moving Oni, Forrest Hughes, Doak, and maybe, if you are lucky, Butler and picks. It is going to be a sale equal to the Lakers players out there.
Brandon Whiteside is saying that he's saying it without saying it. Hey, I'm happy with the core on this team. I think the core on this team can go ahead and get us to the finals, and we just need to backfill the deep end of the bench. Which I just disagree with. I disagree with that completely.
That's crazy. I don't see that at all. I think you have to just be real about who you are and where you are.
Yeah.
This team's good. It's not great.
All right, cool. Let's leave it right there.
Yeah.
Let's leave it right there.
Chris Carnes says, morning, but whoa.
Hello, Chris.
Hey, now.
Chris, have you ever given us an update on the damn smoker?
He hasn't.
Chris, I need an update on the smoker.
How did BYU do yesterday bringing in new guys? They did. I mean, Utah had a great day.
Yeah.
BYU did okay, but I think you're going to see February is really going to be a much better signing day. A lot of people think yesterday was National Signing Day. It wasn't National Signing Day. Yesterday was the beginning of the early signing period. I think National Signing Day is in February. So I think that's when you'll see a lot more of that. Eric DeVera says Gobert is elite. His salary, however, restricts the Jazz. Danny can make things happen. Maybe get Evan Mobley. Oh, good luck. Evan Mobley is going to be that kid's going to be a stud. I'm not thrilled with the close BYU connection that Ainge and Smith have, but I also don't care as long as they give us results. Got to do what it takes. Exactly. Snuka says, I didn't start caring about the Jazz till I started tuning into this show. Well, glad you're here. Brylark says the moves that Ryan Smith has made for the Jazz in his short time in ownership are more than the Millers did in 15 years. Correct.
Agreed.
Tanner Plummer says in the Tanner Plummer voice, hey, guys, just a quick question. Who's better in their prime, Danny Ainge or the JIMMER? Exactly.
Wow.
Jeremy Bolton says Caruso is better than Ainge and Jimmer combined. Okay.
There is no question.
Ryan Smith is building his A-team in the front office, John Jackson says.
Yes.
They lost because Rudy got exposed and Utah had no answer, Brylark said.
Agreed.
Man, there are so many messages that are. We don't filter messages today. There's got to be a dozen messages that
Are people
been
cursing
filtered.
us out? Are they upset today?
I don't think so. Bradlark says everybody and their mom knew Russ wasn't going to work out. He's a team killer.
Yes.
James Knight says Danny Ainge should be hitting you guys up to join the front office because you guys know it effing all, right? Yeah, we do. That's true.
Help me. Where have we messed up?
James seems upset. John Jackson says Ryan Smith knows how to build a strong front office. Danny and Dwayne Wade know how to win championships. More change will happen. Has to happen.
And by the way, when the phone rings and it's Danny Ainge on the other side of the phone, you're gonna listen. I'm just pointing that out. Like when the phone rings and it's Danny Ainge and Dwayne Wade on a conference call and Ryan Smith is sitting in, yeah, I think people are gonna listen to what you have to say, and that's the most important thing.
Bradlark says everyone's on the trading block, not named Donovan Mitchell. Totally.
Yeah.
And he says, wait, creatine, you guys take steroids? Yeah.
Yeah, we take steroids, dude. Totally. Yeah.
Guy, have you seen my physique?
Bro.
He's tongue-in-cheek, obviously.
Right.
Do you even lift?
I don't. Even though I worked out twice on Tuesday. Yesterday I went to the gym and did arms and cardio. And then last night I shoveled snow. The snow's cute when it's falling. And when it lands on your driveway, it's not very nice. Tyler Hopkins says, I agree with Jake. Trade anyone not named Donovan. I'm interested to see what this team does with the trade deadline with Danny Ainge in charge. I would agree with that. All right, a couple more before we move on. Brandon Wrightside says, right now we have Rudy, Mitchell, and Mike. Then you fill it with role players. That is equal to any other core. No, it's not. I disagree. I think who's the best team in the NBA right now? The Warriors? Draymond and Steph are better than you are. Draymond and the thing that you're missing on this team is a badass, a guy that wants to take your head off.
Steph is better than Don. Klay
Yes.
Thompson is better than Mike Conley.
Yes.
And Draymond Green is better than whatever name you want to pull off this roster.
I would agree. I think that there's no question. And obviously there's going to be an adjustment for Klay, but he got into a G League game and did not miss a single shot.
Yeah, he'll be fine, dude.
I said he didn't miss I think it was 16.
Do people
a single
forget,
shot.
Dude, do people forget that this is like one of the best shooters the game's ever seen?
Yeah.
Like Steph gets all the love. But let's not forget that Klay Thompson, what was it, 61 or like 50 some odd points on like 11 dribbles or whatever that was? This guy doesn't need the ball in his hands until the last second where he can just shoot it. And he can do that at a really, really high rate.
I would agree with that.
So that's why I say, like, again, everyone's saying, oh, well, you guys are being negative. No, we're just telling you what it is, dude. Like,
Okay, here we go with Justin Salas again.
oh, boy.
Real ballers have heated driveways, Monty.
That's it, Skippy.
You know what?
Pack your shit. Let's go.
You're out. That's exactly right. They do.
It's well
and
played.
Jeremy Bolton says, okay, this is really controversial.
Jeremy, please.
Dude, he says, dude, invest in a snowblower. Seriously, the best money I've ever spent.
Did I not say that yesterday?
I've asked my wife 37 times for a snowblower, and she's like, no, it only snows 2 days a year
Okay.
here.
So that's how it's gonna be.
Nope. You either get nips or a snowblower, not both. So, you know which way I went. But the point is, she didn't say that, actually. She will not let me buy a snowblower. She won't. She won't. And by the way, I have because I live in, I'm trying to be gentle. I don't have the world's largest driveway.
You don't really have a driveway.
Nor do I have see, here's the HOAs suck. Okay, HOAs are pathetic. I'm not going to say where I live. You guys know where I live, so I don't even have to name it. But blow me. No, literally, blow my sidewalk is what I meant. We pay $8,000 a month for an HOA. I think we pay like $4 something. They're supposed to clear our sidewalks in our alleys and our driveways. Did they do it?
No.
They're supposed to trim our hedges and our bushes and our landscaping. Did they do it?
No.
If I'm 30 seconds late, will I have a foreclosure notice on my front door?
Yes.
Yes.
So don't even think about messing with me.
HOAs are a joke, man. I'm telling you. I can call and complain, and what good is it going to do?
Nothing.
Nothing. Sold my snowblower last year. I only used it once or twice a year, Chris Carnes said.
So now what happens? I get to dig out a parking spot for myself. I get to walk through the snow. Like, it's Terrible.
James Knight makes a good point. There's only room for one blower in that house.
Yeah.
I like it.
It's well done.
I like it.
See, James Knight deserves credit. That's a good bounce back. See, the other day, again, love you, Tanner. Tanner lost his shit on this show the other day. Tanner went in a little spiral the other day.
Yes, he did.
See, James is doing a great job bouncing back here, and I give him credit for that.
Greg Hawkins says Daybreak is a nice area, but the HOA is the problem with it.
Go Hawks.
Thank you, Greg. I appreciate that. You're the best. Thank you. You can say that again. Brylark, HOAs need to be outlawed.
Yeah.
Jeremy says snowblower looked and felt fantastic come yesterday morning at 6 a.m. Seriously, you can get a good one that's not expensive.
Well, we all know that this house is only going to get the Ryobi, snowblower.
Yeah, because all we have is it Ryobi? Ryobi.
Ryobi,
Same
your
thing.
mom,
Ray
her
Bestis,
mom, whatever.
My dad.
Yeah.
I mean, that's all we have is Ryobi tools in this house. We have the Ryobi lawnmower. There you go. Night Guy. Okay, that comment got filtered. Let's see. HOAs and insurance companies need to be burned to the ground, Fight Club style.
Yeah.
Jeremy Bolton says a Ryobi snowblower. It's the truth. Alex T says Jake's a virgin. What would he know about a blower?
Excellent point. I mean, really, really excellent point. That's, yeah. Yeah.
All right, real quick before I complain about other things.
Yeah.
Because, man, I want to talk about home warranties in a minute. Real quick. Urban Meyer got fired yesterday. Well, tonight. Last night, this morning, I don't know.
Okay, this is the same thing as the Russ situation. When they signed Russell Westbrook, we all knew it wasn't going to work out. When they signed Urban Meyer to a 5-year deal, we all knew he wasn't going to make it out of the first year. It was just a matter of how it was going to get blown up. And now we're here. So what do we have? Fights in the locker room, kicking your kicker,
your kicker.
You're going out to your restaurant in Ohio to the point where your wife has to go to the media and quote said Buddy needed a night out. Great job, Urban. Really, really great job, dude. Like way to be an upstanding citizen, way to be a great leader, only you're not.
Kick the kicker.
Douche.
Okay, that's fine.
I mean, the guy is just a complete douche.
So a story came out yesterday. A former kicker claimed that while he was warming up,
Josh Lambo. Isn't it Josh Lambo?
It is Josh Lambo. Claimed that during warm-ups, Urban Meyer walked up to him and kicked him. I don't know why you would do that. If it wasn't the forceful digital fondling of a woman in your bar in Columbus that got you fired, kicking a player last year got you fired.
Let's consult the douche meter.
They were gonna fire you anyway.
Yeah, dude.
Who are we kidding? Buddy in the bar,
the whole thing. I mean, it's amazing. It's incredible to me that Urban Meyer continuously gets rewarded for being an absolute horrible human. I can't believe it.
I agree. Chris Karn says blowers in Vegas are cheaper. Do they sell snow blowers in Las Vegas?
And smokers.
Chris?
Apparently.
Smokers.
Yeah.
Greg Hawkins says Urban Meyer sounds like a fun guy to party with, but a terrible NFL coach. Will he ever coach again?
Yes.
And obviously that would be in the collegiate game.
Yeah.
You think he coaches
100%, without a doubt, he will coach again.
Okay.
Somebody will make the mistake of firing him.
Yeah. The Night Guy says putting Meyer in Jacksonville is the equivalent of putting Motley Crue in a cocaine factory.
Yeah.
I like that. That's very true. I would agree with that. Greg Hawkins says, hey, Chris Karn, more bang for your buck. May I suggest Southeast Asia?
Wow. Wow.
Oh, Greg, you're amazing. Okay, I'm done with Urban Meyer now. Can we talk about home warranties?
Talk about it. Let's go.
Okay, so I bought my house a year ago. I already have over 6 figures of equity.
Must be nice.
I'm a big timer. Yep, I can afford heated driveways even though I don't have one.
Anyway, a fucking unit.
I am a unit. Anyway, the point is, got a home warranty as part of my escrow. It expired on December 9th, apparently. So I get an email yesterday. I call them, and they're like, oh, yeah. Hey, buddy, good to see you. Thanks for being a loyal customer. $600, please.
Okay, so that's how it's gonna be.
It's expensive as hell.
So I say to the lady on the phone, I'm like, okay, well, before I hand you my life savings, and we laughed about it, I said, what am I getting for this? Well, see, how it works here at Acme Home Warranty is we're going to send you some air filters for your air handler. And then if anything breaks in your house, you're on your own.
You know.
All right, what card do you want to use? So essentially what they cover is all your major systems and appliances and your garage door.
You're so fucked.
That's it. $65, they'll send a bro out to your house. And if it's normal wear and tear usage, they'll fix it.
Wait, you have to pay $65?
Yes.
What?
So you pay them $600 for the right to pay them $65 every time something breaks.
Well, what is
but
this?
you do get free air filters from the company.
What kind of what?
So I shopped around a little yesterday, and I called American Family Insurance.
So I said, yeah.
Because that's my insurance company.
Try not to choke it up, okay?
Yeah, I choked on it yesterday.
Okay.
Anyway, so I call my insurance agent, and I'm like, hey, Sarah Road in Mesa, Arizona, you're the best. And she's like, yeah, I know. I'm like, okay, cool. Well, do you guys offer home warranty? And she's like, well,
honey,
we do, but it sucks. And so I'm not going to take their not home warranty. It's something else they call it or whatever. So I called like America's Choice. I called a bunch of different home warranties, and they're all like, yeah, but at least we're going to lube it before we pound it. And I'm like, okay, great. So they also all are like, well, by the way, it'll be 30 days before you're covered. The one was like $1,000 up front.
Why?
Like, yeah, you pay us $1,000 and then,
what incentive
a month
is there?
later,
Dude,
we'll
help
cover
me.
you.
What incentive is there nowadays to be a homeowner? Like to buy a home and then go and live in it? I can totally get down with buying it to rent it. That's a whole different thing, right? But like, what incentive is there truly to buy a home to live in it?
It is so expensive to own a house.
How much overhead do you have as a homeowner? Like, this is incredible to me.
Well, I mean, obviously, if your mortgage, your homeowners, your HOA, that you're wasting.
I mean, you're not out of this thing for what? Less than $3,000 a month?
No, it's less than that, I think. So anyway, but wait.
Yeah.
So you pay them $600 up front.
Yeah.
And then anytime something breaks, it's $65. And they fix it.
That's amazing to me.
So I only used my home warranty twice in the last year. We had a slow drain up in the kitchen, so they came out. We paid him $65, did not get a reach around. And what? And the guy was like, well, the pipes under your sink aren't exactly run the right way. Let us repipe it.
Did he snake you?
He did. He roto-rooted me.
Nice.
Which, by the way, the colonoscopy is coming up in January.
Oh, God.
So anyway, the point is, he fixed the drain. Okay, cool. And in our house, the way our townhouse is built, like, the air isn't distributed evenly. So, like, everything on the bottom floor is super cold. Everything on the top floor is usually warm. Like, and the AC guy comes out through the home warranty company. He's like, hey, stud, look here, champ.
Boss.
Hey, boss, you might just want to open up the vents equally in all the rooms and airflow flow equally. All right, $65. Yeah, $65, please.
It's a scam, bro.
So, but here's the thing. If your air conditioner or in the middle of the winter, if your heater melts down, $65 to get your heater replaced is not bad.
But see, that's what insurance is. It's the what if game.
Right? But is
Like-
it worth it? Is it worth it? Is it worth it?
Car insurance is worth it. Home warranty, I'm struggling a little bit to justify it.
So we know this well. How much is it to replace your air conditioning unit?
Thousands.
It's about $5,000. So you are playing the what if game. $600 a year, just in case.
$600 up front.
Yes. Because the home warranty company I use doesn't take payments. All the other ones were like, yeah, you pay us $42 a month. Most of them were $42 a month. You pay $42 a month, and but some of the price per trip, it's called a trip charge. The price per trip varied between $100 and $50. And like I pay $65 to the one. But the reason I stayed is because coverage is immediate versus the 30-day
Well,
waiting
that
period.
makes a difference for sure. But
yeah.
I don't know, man. Every day that seems to pass, I get more and more on the bandwagon of you're not incentivized to own a home the way you used to be. Like, there is a lot of cost involved. Like,
The HOA thing's a scam.
the HOA thing's a complete scam.
It frustrates me.
Like,
It's frustrating. And the reason that they have HOAs is because you want lights in your park. And in Daybreak, I get it. We have lakes, we have parks, we have green space.
they do a lot that you don't see and that doesn't benefit you on a personal level, but it helps the
It
experience.
keeps your property value high.
Yeah.
And again, I've lived here a year now. I have over $100,000 in equity in my home.
Yeah.
It's incredible. Some of that's the housing market. Some of that is I live in a very desirable neighborhood. So, yeah, HOAs are a scam.
Yeah.
Cody Strickland says, haha, you got screwed. I only paid $4,500 for my AC. LOL. There you go. Tanner Plummer says, James Knight, LOL, no, but in all seriousness, I work at a caregiver for mentally handicapped people. What did James Knight say? Jesus, I don't want to know. James Knight says, does Tanner work at a home warranty? No, he doesn't. Limit Zio says, go Utes. Justin Salas says, home warranties aren't worth it. The Nye Guy says, lube it. LOL, that needs a bag alert. Jake, that's a drop. So we have a drop that you used to. Thank you. Thank you. If you don't have insurance, you'll need it. If you have insurance, you'll never need it.
What are you, nuts?
So I don't, and maybe. So my homeowner's insurance, and this is what I said to my agent yesterday. I was like, here's what I'm worried about. I'm happy to pay $600 for peace of mind if my heater goes out. If I call you, it's not going to be somebody will be there the same day. And she's like, no, probably not. It will likely be a situation where you'll have to pay out of pocket to fix your heating or air conditioning, and we'll reimburse you.
Yeah. I don't know. I mean, I get it. If the heater goes out, you want someone to be there same day. But when is the heater going to go out? You don't know. I mean, it could go out in 5 years. It could go out tomorrow. Who the hell knows? Like, everything is so damn expensive. You know, like, it's amazing to me.
So Eric DeVera says, hey, guys, a bunch of guys told me I'm dumb for listening to Monty's show, and they are Beavis and Butthead of the NBA podcast. I just said, okay, with a smile. They know the Monty show, and they listen to.
Mm-hmm.
I appreciate that, Eric. Chris Karn says, some HOAs are good, but many are bad. Mine is awesome. I wish mine was. Limit Zio says, love the show, boys. Thanks, Limit. Appreciate
Thanks, bro.
you. Daryl King says, why would you believe that we might trade for won't get hurt?
Okay,
wait. Why would you believe that who we might trade for who won't get? Jazz just ain't winning a chip. Danny or no Danny? Yeah, they are. Can we ask Jake for a Mo Bamba drop, please? Cody Strickland says.
Shout to Mo Bamba.
Yeah. Terrence says, this show sucks on a regular basis. Oh, well, and now your thing got filtered. He basically said, this show sucks on a regular basis, but I listen every day. What's wrong with me? There you go.
that's funny how that works, isn't it?
It's the magic of
It's really funny how that works, isn't it?
listening to a
Well,
show.
this show is trash.
See you tomorrow.
Like, you know what I mean? Like, I don't know, dude.
Yeah.
I don't know, man.
Bradlock says, more like you pay out of pocket and they find every loophole not to reimburse you. Exactly right, Bradlock.
Yeah.
Insurance is a scam on the whole. All right, real quick, I want to talk about electronic gift giving.
Yeah.
Because
okay, as a kid, it used to be an amazing thing to get an electronic gift. Of basically any variety.
Do you guys remember Sega?
Sega, Nintendo,
Sega!
the first PlayStation that ever came out, the
Yes.
first Xbox that ever came out.
Yes, the Red Ring of Death,
Like
yes.
the Game Boy Color was amazing. Like all these cool technology-based gifts. But now I'm starting to wonder, as a parent, and I know we've got a bunch of parents who listen to this show.
And
as
you're
a
not.
parent, and I'm not, I'm single and a virgin. You know,
Thank
we
you.
get it.
We
Yeah,
appreciate it.
right.
I'm a fucking
Yeah,
unit.
so like
You are a unit.
as parents, is electronic gift giving still where it's at? I'm just curious about that. Or are we more trending towards, like a gift card or something? Like, where's it at now?
I think, and I hate to do this, but I think the pandemic has changed what we give as gifts.
How do you mean?
I mean that, one, the way we get gifts is changed. Everybody uses Amazon now.
Right. Well, unless their formula breaks, and then anyway.
Stop.
Yeah. Go ahead.
Everybody uses Amazon now.
Right.
But I don't think. I mean, are we giving video game consoles? I mean, clearly we are. I mean, Xbox, and you know how many people offer to buy this Xbox from me
On a daily basis.
I mean, it's ridiculous.
Yeah.
They're hard to get. But I think now everybody has a cell phone.
Mm-hmm.
Like, what is the hottest gift for a 20-year-old kid or guy?
PlayStation 5.
Probably a PlayStation. What's the hottest gift for a 40-year-old guy?
Not a PlayStation.
And I think it's
a home warranty.
That's not funny. That's not funny. It's not funny. Brandon Whiteside says gift card for your kid.
Oh, man, dude.
Cody Strickland says tablets for your kid under 10. Greasy Hands Auto Sean Butterfield said this is one of the shows that doesn't suck. No candy. Whoa. No candy coating, just facts. Keep it up. Thanks, Butterfield.
Facts.
We appreciate it. Brandon Whiteside says get an arcade machine or build one with Raspberry YP. They can get old school games. I love arcade machines.
Yeah, dude. Vibes.
James Knight says I love to debate most of the time. I look for an opposing view to provide content for you guys. Where's my royalty check? LOL. Truth. Cody Strickland says I might get my daughter a cell phone when she turns 9, only for calling for rides from school activities.
So as parents, would it be fun to troll your kid by getting them a flip phone?
Oh my God. Wow. That would be amazing.
Like, just and you get them the real phone, right? Like, you'll get them the iPhone, or like you'll have that like in your back pocket, but you like put under the tree the flip phone. And just for like 5 minutes, just pretend it's real.
By the way, everybody thinks your home warranty comment was funny. It wasn't.
That was funny as hell.
Jeremy Bolton says best gift for 40-year-olds, gift card to your local ass vacuum shop. Right? Right? Hey, what'd you get your dad for Christmas? Oh, I got him a gift card for a Roto-Rooter in his ass. A butthole. Man, his butthole is so clean.
Butthole.
By the way, no,
Butthole.
I'm not doing nope. I like this show because it brings Utah, BYU, and San Diego State fans together for no other reason than we all like Jake's dating life.
Yep.
I'm kind of nervous to meet your girl, by the way.
Why?
I don't know. Because I want this to go well.
It is going to go well.
I want you and her to go well.
It's going well.
Okay.
It's fine. Yeah, it's good.
And then we can talk about her behind her back at dinner.
Yeah, it'll be great,
By the way, Jake's birthday is Saturday.
Yeah. What are you filthy animals sending me?
I already got you all your gifts.
Really?
None of them are electronic.
Good.
None of them. Although I was going to buy you a MacBook.
And happy birthday.
Yeah, there you go. $3,500 later. I have young kids, so toys are still hot. What's the hottest toy, Justin?
Yeah, what's up with the toy game now? Because I remember as a kid, like, man, there were a lot of toys when I was a kid. Jeez.
Brylark says, Jake, that's not trolling. That's being a responsible parent. Exactly. Perfect gift for a 40-year-old guy to be invited to be in, and then your comment got filtered. I watched this show on a flip phone, Chris Carr says. No, you don't. Cody Strickland says, my kids are 4 and 7, but next Xmas won't get toys, some clothes, and a Disney World trip or cruise. Ooh.
See, I like that a lot, dude. I like that a lot.
Ooh. Limited CO says, Jake has a girl? What?
Yeah, dude.
Happy birthday. Yeah, he has a friend. Now, they're not boyfriend, girlfriend.
Not yet.
Because
we're heading that direction, though. Yeah, we're heading that direction.
Settle down.
Yeah.
Settle down. Can I buy you condoms for Christmas?
Well, that would be assuming I don't have a stash already that you don't know about.
Okay. I don't need to know. Eric DeVera says, did Jake get a girl through text?
Not through text, no.
No, he only ends them through text.
Thank you.
They texted.
The night guy says, I'd love to have an Australian chick. James, hook me up.
Yeah. Where's Growcock? This is what we need Growcock for.
Yeah. Georgia Page
on
Instagram.
Dude.
Geo Page.
Dude.
Oh, man, she's amazing.
James
Knight says, are you going to bring the Tanner voice out when you meet Jake's not girlfriend? No. Hey,
hi.
Hi. I'm Monty. Nice to meet you. Great. Nice to meet you. Okay. Limit Zio says he FaceTimes her on a flip phone.
Yeah. Nokia.
Cam Harrison says, I once watched this show on an iPod Touch, LOL. I love that. You know, I am nervous to meet her.
Why?
Because I want it to go well.
Yeah, but why would that make you nervous? Okay, but
I historically have not been the most approving of your
sure.
of
So
your
okay, right. So you're saying that you just
flavor.
want it to go the first time you just want it to go fine.
I want it because I am going to. So how do I say this?
As
Carefully.
opposed to grilling my potential girlfriend here,
I
you're
don't
gonna do
grill. I don't grill your potential girlfriends. I just don't like. I'm very good at reading people.
Uh-huh.
It's a talent that I have. Honest to goodness.
what? Right.
And I genuinely will say, "Nah, man, that ain't the one." And you'll be like, "Fuck, it's been 15 minutes." And I'm like, "Well, yeah, I know, but she
This is inaccurate.
she ain't the one." And your last girlfriend, who you dumped over text,
Mm-hmm.
was great for the first 2 times we met her.
Mm-hmm.
And then she turned into like, oh, we're going to have field and infield of kids. We're going to have
Right.
like 9 kids.
Okay. So what's your point though? What are you getting at?
I'm not doing that this time. I am not going to offer an opinion.
Uh-huh.
I'm just going to be like, yeah, this is great. I hope it goes well for you.
Right.
Hope it turns out just the way you want. You know, like I'm excited.
I'm not sure what's worse.
What do you mean?
I'm not sure what's worse.
You
It's
know.
not that I don't want your opinion. I do want your opinion. I just, like, I don't know. So we had a conversation, me and this, girl, and she says, so we're going snowboarding Saturday, right? And this is the first time I somebody snowboarding. She says, now we'll see if she lives up to it, but she says that she just needs like 2 or 3 runs on the green and she'll be good to go for blues. She's got all her own equipment. Like she says she's good to go. So
Yeah.
we'll see.
Listen,
If she comes up clutch, I'm going to be so impressed.
listen, I just want you to have the girl you like. I want you to be happy and well provided for, and that's all I care about.
Having fun is the name of the game.
And but when I see that you're not, I'm gonna say this is not the one.
Yeah, and that's fine. That's fine.
Have I been wrong about any of your
No,
girls?
you haven't been wrong yet. And to your credit, you have not been wrong yet. You have not.
There you go.
You're 100%. Your track record is proven.
Limit Zio says, Jake, tell us your pickup lines.
No.
Hey, baby, can I borrow a quarter?
Spinal.
My mom told me to call her when I fell in love. What? Hey, man, do you wash your pants in Windex? Because I can see myself in them.
Okay, if you're in a public setting and you just have the balls to approach a random person, a random girl, for all you single guys out there, one of the best ones, and this is not mine, I can't claim it. I got this one off social media.
Oh, God, here we go.
But one of the best ones I've ever seen is just walking up to someone and being like, "Hey, excuse me," and she's like, "Yeah, whatever." She talks to you. You're like, "Hey, I'm lost," and she's like, "Well, what are you looking for?" And then you're like, "Well, your number," and then it just goes right into it. And so that one's really good. I like that one.
You would use that.
Yeah, I would use that totally. Yeah. Yeah, because then you skip the whole awkwardness of asking for the number or like the thing is you just gotta this is a a metrics game, right? This is like
So,
shoot your shot as many times.
I think that line is, hey, baby, I can't find what I'm looking for. Can you help me out?
Do you want to set up the meeting?
And she'll be like, well, hey, what are you looking for? Your number. There you go.
Yeah.
Tanner Plummer says, Jake, I'm getting you a double doink shirt for your birthday. Just make sure you get me a double doink shirt for my 13th birthday.
That's
Okay.
it, Skippy.
That feels not good. Greg Hawkins says, Monty desperately wants this chick to be cool because he really wants Jake to get a good one. It's hilarious and wholesome at the same time. You
should follow me on Instagram. I'm just saying.
Your taste in women is horrendous.
Thank you.
So that's
Thank
very
you.
true.
Thank you. Appreciate that.
The Nye guy says the Beavis and Butthead drop is perfect.
Yeah,
It
thank
is.
you.
Hey, Eric DeVera wants to know if your girl who's not a girlfriend but a friend that's a girl watches the Monty show.
She does not yet, but she knows about it, and I imagine she will at some point.
Maury Alvarez says you're just nervous because you don't want to meet Mrs. Monty 2.0.
You guys are savages.
You should be so lucky. Don't forget to like and subscribe. Cody Strickland says exactly right.
Yeah.
Exactly right. Brylark says Jake will lock this one up easy. Jake is a closer. He's a change guy. I hope you are.
Yeah. No, I'm pretty confident in this one.
Well,
I have
and
to
you
say.
have seen the flaws of several of these
Yeah.
floozies.
Yeah. Fugazis.
You know,
Yeah, Fugazi. Fugazi.
the fakes.
Yeah. Yeah.
To your credit.
Yeah. I mean, I have been had changed after the last one. I had changed my style a little bit. I had been much more cold-blooded about it. I had been very much like, just not giving anything a chance unless it was like good.
Okay, Greg Hawkins says Jake is like Danny Ainge. Some love him, some don't, but he's good at what he does. And ask for her Instagram, not her number. It's a pro tip.
Yeah,
I agree.
good pro tip. Yeah.
How about you? How about running up and opening the door for the girl, or is that out of style? No, I totally hold the door for Mrs. Monty all the time.
All the time. Everybody says, "Oh, chivalry's dead." It's not dead. It's not dead.
Eric DeVera says, "Hey Jake, your pickup line should be, hey, do you listen to the Monty show? I'm kind of a big deal."
Yeah, you know.
Limit Zero says, "What is Jake's Insta?"
SLC Supercars.
SLC Supercars. That's right.
It's easy.
Greg Hawkins says, "Cody Strickland, that's a no unless you know her already."
Wait, what's a
holding
no?
the door is a no.
But
Yeah.
I see. I don't think that it has to be a no. Like I think if the opportunity presents itself, like there are those times where you're walking up and you're both kind of approaching the door. The gym.
This is totally a gym thing.
The gym, Cafe Rio.
Hot girl in the Amazon workout pants.
Yeah.
Walking up. I'm holding the door, man. Hey, come on in, man. No, you go first, man. Go ahead. I don't mind. Let me hold the door for you. You go first. And then you're like checking it out.
Yeah.
I mean, I don't. I'm married. I only have eyes.
Yeah,
for Mrs.
I mean,
Monty.
obviously.
But I have to take detailed reports of the staff at the gym for Jake.
Right.
I
Yeah.
just try to help.
Yeah, I know. A for effort.
Go Hawks.
Yeah, Yeah.
Jake's got the bed muscles to get this done.
Yeah.
Wow.
Yeah, man. I got it.
So that's Saturday. So it's Thursday.
Yeah.
Your birthday's Saturday. We're going out to someplace that's really great. I can't remember the name of it.
Did I tell you I'm bringing her to dinner? Did I tell you that?
No. Fuck. When did this happen?
The other day. Like when did you tell me you guys? Okay, so when did we do the hot tub?
God help
Tuesday,
me.
right?
God, I'm asking, please don't let her get food caught in her front teeth, please. What should I do if she gets food caught? Can I point it out? Hey, I like you, but like,
I really don't care if you think
dinner
it's
thing's
sus.
always awkward.
No, it's not.
Yes, it is.
It's not going to be.
What happened the
awkward.
last time we went to that restaurant with that girl, with the last girl you broke up by text?
I don't remember.
She spilled.
She did?
Yes, she did.
What did she spill?
It's awkward going out to dinner. That's all
What
I'm
did
saying.
she spill?
Anyway, that's fine. Okay, so you told her. God.
It's gonna be fine. Why are you being all?
Because that's all day now. That's all day now. Okay, so what did you talk to her about? She's going to dinner now? Okay, what did she say?
You literally said you should invite her to dinner.
No,
I then
said,
invite.
Mrs. Monty said.
Pick up the mic.
No,
Pick up the mic. Get on the show. Let's go.
No,
let's go.
Mrs. Monty's the one who said
the cavalry is here.
We booked for 4 in case you wanted to invite her for dinner.
If you want.
Don't throw that flag. God damn it. Anyway, I'm not the one who said you should invite her to dinner.
Yes, you.
Okay.
Dude, you misremember. You did.
Okay.
It's gonna be fine.
I'm sure it will be. I'm not worried about
You
me.
clearly are.
No.
Okay.
I'll handle it fine. So what did you say to her?
So wait. I just said, hey, I literally just said to her, hey, I'd like you to come to dinner. It would be fun. It'd be a good time.
Okay.
And she was like, okay, great. Like it wasn't anything. It wasn't some
So now Saturday is like a big deal.
Well, what does that even mean? A big deal?
Well, it's always a big deal on your birthday.
Okay, this is how this stuff plays out. The first 10 minutes of you guys meeting her the first time is the big deal portion. If that goes well, everything else is fine. It's all good.
Okay.
Again,
All right.
she claims to be able to ride intermediate terrain, so I think snowboarding is going to be fun.
Okay.
And then it is what it is.
Okay.
I mean,
The fact
It's
that
not like we're gonna be like holding her hand down the slopes or something. Like it's not gonna be all day where we're like sitting there staring at her the whole time. Like, hey, what's
Yeah.
up? Hey, what's up? Hey,
yeah, like
what you doing?
no, it's not. I don't know. You're right. Okay.
I'm telling you, there's nothing to be worried about here.
I have high hopes for this one. She seems to have her shit
She's
together,
legit.
which is rare for you.
Yeah, I know.
You know,
I
like
have terrible taste in women. I
you
know.
usually date the people who are not well-to-do and not educated and not employed and
Okay, good.
you know.
Thank you. Yeah.
There's always some issue. This girl doesn't seem to have some issue.
No,
She seems to have her stuff together.
she does. She does.
And you seem to like her.
she makes bread. She's got her life together. Like,
And you seem to like her.
I do like her quite a bit.
Yeah.
I do. I enjoy it a lot.
Okay. I'm looking forward to it.
Yeah.
I'm a little nervous, that's all. Because
About what exactly? I'm still trying to understand what exactly you're nervous about.
I don't know.
Okay.
I don't know. I'm just
Okay.
saying. Man. I'm gonna be on my best behavior.
Okay.
I'll be on my best behavior.
Okay. Yeah, sure.
Do you
I've been immunized.
Yeah. I have been immunized.
Yeah. Okay. All right.
Does she have the vaccine?
Yes.
She does. Okay.
Fully vaccinated.
Okay.
Yes. Yep.
She makes bread. Well, that's
Yes.
the icing on the cake. LOL. Jeremy says.
Yep. She does well.
Do y'all see BYU fans ranked 20 on the NCAA worst fan base? What do y'all think about that?
We don't have time to get into,
James Knight says, does she flow sports, Jake? Follow sports, I think she means. Is she a sports fan?
not on a level we are. I mean, she's a casual, I would say.
A casual.
Yeah.
There's that term. Brandon Whiteside says Monty goes from wingman to anchor.
Real quick.
Eric DeVera says, I hope Jake does well. Worst you can do is flop. True. Flop it out. You could.
Good.
Yeah.
Good.
Good. I don't know. I think it'll be fine. Mrs. Monty will be there. Mrs. Monty does really well with other humans.
Mrs. Monty and her
The
are going
voice
to
of
connect.
reason.
Dude, Mrs. Monty and her are going to hit it off. I can almost assure it. I can guarantee it.
That makes him more uncomfortable.
Can I
Sure.
watch?
Okay.
Okay. What?
Y'all feel me?
Bro.
Come on, that's a little funny.
Bro.
What?
No.
Okay.
No. Nope.
Nope.
Not
Nope.
going down that road. Nope.
Greg Hawkins says, Monty, don't be nervous, my guy. As long as you're cool, then it's cool. And I'm totally cool. I'll be fine.
Mhm.
Good icebreaker. Take Tanner. He's got questions.
Guys.
Hey, so, hey, lady, let me ask you this. Are you a BYU fan?
That's it, Skippy. Pack your shit. Let's go.
You're out.
Come on, let's go, Schlep Rock.
But this girl also likes to pay for herself.
Yeah.
Are you going to allow her to pay for her dinner?
No. I'm
No.
not.
Not a chance.
She
Not
paid
on
for her.
Saturday
She paid
night.
for her
It's
lift
his
ticket.
Not a chance in the world.
No, but she paid for a lift ticket
Yeah. She likes to pay for things, it seems like.
because she makes money.
Okay.
What?
Why? Yeah. Why?
What a novel concept.
Yeah. Why are you dating people who make money?
I don't know, dude. I don't know. I have
There you
no
go.
idea. No
All right.
idea,
Cool.
dude.
Play the music because we got to go.
Okay. Yeah. Good talk. All right.
Okay. Listen, I'm excited. I'll be fine. It'll be fine. Chances you and this girl get married. No, I'm kidding. Okay, what do you think the chances are?
I'm not answering that question. I'm not doing it. No, I'm not doing it.
Also, bring James Knights for his terrible jazz takes, Tanner says. Truth. Want to see Mrs. Monty in the future, Mrs. Jake, make guest appearances on the show, John Mulvaney says. The possibility. Mrs. Monty just gets up a lot later than we do, so sometimes she's here and sometimes she's not.
There you go.
I got to work out, man.
Mang. All right. Make sure you follow us on Instagram, The Monty Show, MONTY, The Monty Show, SLC Supercars. Until tomorrow, say goodbye, Jake.
Goodbye, Jake.